On this day, 55 years ago, two Black Panther members were shot and killed by two Chicago police officers in a raid. That included Fred Hampton, civil rights leader and Black Panther member, gunned down by Chicago police. At the time, officials described it as a gunfight, but later, an investigation determined police falsified their report, firing nearly 100 bullets compared to one from two men. All charges against the police, though, were dismissed. Well, today you can learn more about Hampton and the Black Panthers from his son, Fred Hampton Jr. He joins me now live. I really appreciate you being with me this morning, Fred.
Good morning. Appreciate you having us.
Now, our pleasure. We understand you're hosting events beginning at noon at the very home where your father was killed, where that raid took place. Can you talk about that?
Yes, indeed. In fact, we had a number of different we convened a number of events before this, which we refer to as the pre-IRD events. We refer to December 4th as International Revolutionary Day. Again, as you just mentioned, this marks the 55th year. We're going to be convening at 12 o'clock, 2337 West Monroe. This high noon, 12 o'clock. We have people come from all over the world, representations of present-day political prisoners, people who are still engaged in the struggle, members of the Black Panther Party, survivors. Actually, in particular, my mother, my comrade, Akua and Jerry, formerly known as Deborah Johnson, who at the time was 8.5 months pregnant with me at the time. She will be giving a virtual tour of what occurred, as well as a number of other survivors. We have solidarity statements coming in from members of the cast of the Oscar award-winning movie Judas and the Black Messiah that talked about the depicted assassination of Chairman Fred and Fiscal Lamar Clark. Isaiah Thomas, the NBA great Chicago,
right,
Detroit,
yeah.
He's sending solidarity statements. But 12 o'clock, 2337 West Monroe, it would be at the DuSable Museum on 5600 South Cottage Grove at 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock p.m. Then at 8 o'clock p.m. today, we'll be convening at the Hampton House. That's the childhood home in which he grew up in, 804 South 17th Avenue, Maywood, Illinois. A lot of information can be retrieved on thehamptonhouse.org. Again, thehamptonhouse.org.
Fred, I have to ask you, I know we've talked to you before about preserving that very house you were just talking about. Is that now solidified that it will remain intact, or are you still fighting to make sure that his child or your dad's childhood home remains, intact?
Yes, in fact, we saved the house. We have an ongoing campaign to maintain the house. We're working on still raising funds for renovations. It's a historical landmark. And I just want to thank all of the people, the media outlets, everyone that goes to help us get that word out. Again, this is the house in which he grew up in, 804 South 17th Avenue, right across the street from the elementary school he attended. We have tours occurring there that they also can get information on thehamptonhouse.org. So that campaign, again, to maintain the work that we got going on. We have a community refrigerator right in front of the house. We have the free clothes, free food program, because we not only just preserving the house, we're also fighting to maintain the legacy of what Chairman Fred and the Black Panther Party, what he represented.
Though I have one last question for you, if that's okay. I know you were you were born 25 days after your father was killed, but you've really spent most of your adult life, at least, talking about him, making sure that he is remembered and making sure the events surrounding his death are discussed. Why is that so important to you, even 55 years later?
As you said, I was born exactly 25 days later, and I think even in addition to myself, I think it's something that my community in particular, people in general, humanity, something that we should know about. Chairman Fred Hampton, as well as a number of others, were what we refer to as not role models, but real models, people who we can relate to. He was taken from us at the age of 21. Defense Counsel Lamar Clark was 22 years old. It was actually Chairman Fred who authored the Rainbow Coalition. Under his tenure, the Free Breakfast Program, the Black Panther Party, the first free breakfast program, free medical centers, free busing program. This not only impacts me, it's something that, again, that should be discussed everywhere. In fact, something came out of the movie with Judas and Black Messiah with the Hampton House was a curriculum. We actually have a curriculum that gives an insight because there's so much misinformation, so much so many incorrect narratives, so much ongoing slander about the Black Panther Party. So we have to fight to maintain that legacy with Chairman Fred and the Black Panther Party, what he represented.
All right, Fred Hampton Jr., thank you so much for joining me this morning. Really appreciate it. And for a complete look at what is happening today to remember Fred Hampton Sr., you can go to SaveTheHamptonHouse.org.